So, I recently got my hands on the special edition of Persona 3, and since this really isn't something I see talked about much anywhere online, I figured I'd make a video taking a look at it and kind of seeing what it's all about. So, first things first, it comes in this little box with the little cardboard cover on it, and then everything special about it comes inside. So, first, look at the art for the back of it. So here it says, here's the game descriptions, and then here's where the special part of the special edition comes in. This is supposed to include a art book and a CD copy of the soundtrack. Now, when I ordered it, I did not know it was supposed to have the CD soundtrack. It doesn't come with that, of course, so, all I've got is the art book and the game, which, that's still pretty cool, and the art book I have not seen really anywhere, so that's kind of what I'm here to take a look at. Again, they've got the description of the game, the story, 70 plus hours of gameplay packed with school activities, crazy. And then they've got three kind of odd pictures that they've chosen to represent the game. I'm not really sure. I guess this, yeah, that's for the battles. That kind of represents the battles. It's a pretty cool action shot, I suppose. I'm a little confused on this one because it's kind of a bit of a spoiler, if you ask me. But I guess they don't really care that much about that. So we'll just move on. So again, here is the meat of this package. Of course, no soundtrack in here. It's just the art book, the art of Persona 3, you can see right there, and then the actual game. So I actually really like this cover art. This isn't typically, because this is just the standard edition of Persona 3, not Persona 3 FES or Portable. I don't really see this cover art ever. It's got the SMT logo on it. That's kind of cool. Again, I don't really feel like I see that much. And then back of this, because they've got this, they don't need to write anything on the actual cover of the game. But, we'll just take a quick look inside of the thing. Here's the disc, and this is actually, again, something pretty cool. This is like the game manual, which it's weird that a game manual is something that's cool, but I realized, I took a quick look at everything in here before this, and I realized that it's been like so long since I've opened a game box that has a manual in it, so it's really cool to have something like this. So of course, table of contents, whatever, it just shows controls, getting started, and it's cool because it explains some of the story, which is weird for a game in 2006 to be explaining the story in the manual, which it's not something I would associate with like 2006, I guess. I think more of that in like the NES era where they couldn't tell a story on the game necessarily. It's actually interesting to read about. I'll have to take a look at everything later, but then they've kind of just got some of the main characters and their personas, so as not to spoil anything. They just go up to, I think this is the last, these are the last characters they show, because these are the ones you know at the start of the game, obviously. They don't want to spoil anything too much, ignore that, ignore the back cover. And they just kind of have, general manual stuff. Here's the controls, explanation of how the game works, explanation of how the school life mechanic works, since that was new to the Persona games, at least. And then, so just kind of general explanation of the map. Honestly, I wish I would have had this when I played through the game, because this probably has something in it that could have helped me beat it a little bit faster. That's just a lot of information. This is a thick book, too. As far as manuals go, they did not waste time. So just kind of explanation of all the tactics, blah blah blah. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know this is actually something that's pretty useful. This, I'm trying to get it so the light doesn't go on it, But like this, that you can't really get this in game from what I've seen. This I had to look up all of these, the fusion spells. They should have put that somewhere in the game because this is very useful. And again, there's really no way to figure this out in the game without just kind of accidentally happening upon it, or from some of the quests in the game, I believe, tell you. If I remember correctly, it's been a little while, but I think that tells you. Oh, and they show the little pictures of what would happen for each fight. Each fusion spell. That's kind of cool. It explains shuffle time, persona and character growth. I don't care about that. Okay. Explains how the Velvet Room works. Fusion that is also something. That's actually really cool that they do this. They show you which type of persona fused with which type will produce what. That's actually really neat. Okay, that's cool. Sorry, I was just taking a second look at it. And then, they explain every skill. That is also something, again, that is pretty useful. I wish they would have put this somewhere in the game and not just to the manual. They feel like they probably could have predicted digital games coming at some point. Oh, and then, so this must be, maybe this is unique, or no, maybe, I'm trying to figure out, I think this might be unique to the special edition, and I'm guessing, I'm trying to see, that's different, okay. I'm guessing this is for if I had the CD. I'm guessing this is the track list to it. That is a total guess, though. I have no way of, like, making sure that that's the truth. And then it ends with an advertisement, of course, for the strategy guide. I very much doubt this link still exists. I'll have to check that later. This phone number's probably not in order anymore. Haven't really heard of Double Jump books ever, so I'm just gonna guess kind of you're not getting your hands on that strategy guide anymore. But yeah, so that's the manual. That is that's all that's in the game box, at least. So again, there's the disc art, cover art, and then yeah, so that's all for that. And then this is the cool thing. This is what I was hoping to get a look at when I got this. So yeah, if it wasn't explanatory enough in the name, this is pretty much just a small little art book for just specifically Persona 3. I know there's the giant art books that kind of include from 3 and 4, and then I think there's one with Persona 5 and then Catherine Full Body, I think. Probably wrong on how the breakdown is, but I know there's like real thick, like this big art books. This is just a small one focused on Persona 3. So there's probably about 50 pages of art in here. And it just kind of starts, it's really cool. So this is really cool. I took a quick look at it. It kind of shows like here's those two. I'm guessing that's either a design for the female main character or Yukari. It kind of looks like Yukari, right? But I don't know. Oh, okay, wait, well here. So maybe these are just kind of just character designs they kind of drew just to throw some things out there, I guess, maybe. And then here, okay, so yeah, it says these two, I think, were wallpapers on the Persona 3 website. So they've got the main character, the other self, it says. Then here's Yukari. Here's just the cast and clothes, sporting beachwear, sporting their beachwear. This is really cool. That's actually really cool. Main character and Orpheus, and then Yukari, and I forget the name of hers, but I'm assuming that's her persona. That's badass. That's really cool art. And then there's the cover art. So, you know, we keep going. Here's a picture of Aegis looking kind of threatening, if you ask me, I guess. That's a pretty cool one. Again, trying to avoid the glare. And then here's where they shift from, I think, what did this say? Illustrations to character arts. So here's Orpheus, here's the main character, as they call him. Avoiding the name debate, I see. And then they've just kind of got some pictures of him in different clothes, and then they made, like, art that's kind of used in the game for him. And then here's more full body shots of him, some heads. Here's a quote from art director. And then here, this is neat. This is cool. They've got the sprites of the main character with maybe not every weapon. I'm not gonna say it's with every weapon in the game, but with like a nice variety of the weapons in the game. That's pretty cool. And then here's Yukari in her first and second awakening personas. There are some just rough sketches of her. Here's like a full body sketch. And there's the art they go for officially. Oh, and then they've got all of her like voice box sprite things that are in the game. Then some more designs. This kind of, it almost looks like it's her with longer hair, I would say, I guess. And then blah, 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 whatever explanation. Here's her in all her different outfits with some of the different weapons. Here's Junpei with both his personas. That's cool. And then there's some rough sketches of him. Here's the official art. And then there is, that one got me. There's his speaking faces in the game. Some more art of him. All of his clothes. And then him with his big old sword. This is nice. They've got little quotes from about each character and like just kind of describing their personality and why they use the weapon that they use. Here's Mitsuru with both of her personas. Rough sketches again. It's you kind of get the pattern, I guess. And then here again, you know, there's her speaking sprites, her different outfits. Then her, you know, there's her explanation. Zoom in on that for a second. Here's Akihiko. Again, you get the drill, you know, so I'm just kind of generally, there's his outfits, there's his quote. Again, there's Fuka. There we go. They've put some of her, they broke the pattern, hang on. Yeah, they broke the pattern. They put some of her in her different outfits on the first page. That is, they're trying to keep me on my toes, I guess. Oh, okay, so she doesn't get it. She doesn't get a second page. Oh, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. Now thinking about it, she wouldn't have these pictures, but I still feel like she could have all of this going on. It's a little weird. Here's Aegis. Again, they've seemed to have shoved her and her quote onto this page. So they were running short on paper, I guess, at this point. Here's Ken. There's his quote. And then, you know, him in his different outfits, again, shoved to one page. And these two, they don't even get quotes. They're just each shoved to one page themselves. You know, it's whatever. They'll manage, I guess. And then here's some of just the side characters. There's their portraits, I guess. These are nice. Nice to see. No concept art or anything, though. Like, no sketches or anything like we got with all the other characters. But it's still cool to see. And then here, these are nice. That's really cool. The taking up 2 pages. And then they've kind of got a little sketch there of like how my only guess is that's how like a person is supposed to look next to it, you know, like just to show the size of it, you know. And then yeah, this is neat. There's like the wing textures, I'm guessing, the rough sketches for each of them. It's neat. And then here is the key location section. So we get kind of, you know, explanation of the Dark Hour and a really cool art for that. I wish there was like, I hope there's like a full size picture of that somewhere on the internet, because that is really cool. And you can barely make it out on the page. And then here's just some like rough sketches of, here's the dormitory, the strip mall. You never get to see either of these two places at this angle. You're pretty much locked in pretty tight when those happen. So it's cool to get to see what it looks like from like a zoomed out perspective, because I don't know if these, from what I remember, I don't think you can ever see these in the game. I might be wrong on that, but I'm not 100% sure that you get to see those. And here, this is awesome, actually. Whoa. Here's Tartarus. There's just like the rough sketch, and then there's the full in color. Again, this is something I hope that exists on the internet, because even beyond the camera, you can barely, like, you can tell it's high quality, but you can't really just quite appreciate it without seeing like a full digital picture of that, I guess. But that's really cool. That's really cool to see. And then inside of Tartarus, this looks a lot cooler than it ends up looking in the game, in my opinion, but these are really nice arts. Like, that is super high detail. Like, they even got the little marks up here. This is cool. Again, person for scale, I guess. And then here's like a full color drawing there. A little quote. This is neat. And then the Velvet Room, of course. So there's the, you know, same drill. There's the rough sketch, and then there's the full in color thing. That looks really nice. It looks really impressive. And then the last page, just the whole map as a whole, I guess, which you do actually get to see the full thing in the game, because they do the zoomed out lens. It's not as high detail, but it's really cool to see this. This is cool. It's nice to see what, in general, just kind of what they were working with and what they were going for with each area. But then, and then the back page is just the portraits of all the main characters. But that's all that's in the art book. That is really cool. It's really cool to see some of this stuff. It's not, I doubt it's as in detail as the really big art book, but it's still cool to see. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. I didn't read any of these quotes. I can take the time to do that later, but I'm sure these are a little bit enlightening for some people, I'm sure. If you see your favorite character's quote in there, I'm sure it's a huge deal. But yeah, so that's the art book. And then, again, here's the game box. Do not have the soundtrack, of course. It got ripped off. But so I can't look at that. But other than that, that's pretty much all that there is for the Persona 3 Special Edition. Again, it's not portable or FES, so it's just kind of very bare bones. Like, you know, in the art book, there was nothing from FES or portable, you know, because I'd have to check the release dates on it, but this whole special edition with the art book might have come out before they released portable or FES, so they might not have even had any of the art created for them, or they just might not have wanted to spoil it for anybody. But yeah, again, that is that. Another look at the box art and the book. That is the Persona 3 Special Edition.